Introduction to noun. Types of nouns, wherein we will discuss proper noun, common noun, collective noun and abstract noun. Countable and uncountable nouns. So let us first understand what exactly is noun. So noun is a word that identifies name of a person, place or thing. So whenever you think of noun, it has to be a person, place or a thing. Now when I say name of a person, a lot of people often think that, okay, name of a person means it has to be someone's name, like Amit, Rohit, Anita. So these are names of people. So obviously they also fall under the category of noun, but in a broader way, name of a person would also include any such thing which shows a class of people. Maybe teacher is also a noun, because teacher is again an identification of a particular person. Doctor is again a noun. Similarly, if you say children, that is also a noun. You say similarly, not only about people, if you talk about places, so places in terms of names of cities, names of states, names of countries, they all fall under the category of noun. But at the same time, for places, if you look at places like restaurants or gardens or park, so even they are nouns. So I hope that now you understand that when we say person, place or thing, so it is in a broader way. It just doesn't talk about name of a particular person or name of a particular place. So any such word which identifies a person or place or a thing, that is a noun. Now let us look at examples. So our first example is kids are playing chess. So here, if you look at the word kids, so kids define or kids identify a group of people, like maybe people who are younger at age, so we refer them as kids. So kids is a noun. So this is a noun. Similarly, if you talk about chess, so chess is a game, right? So chess basically refers to the name of a game, you can say. So this is also a noun. Now let's look at the next example. Rohit speaks the truth. So here Rohit is the name of a particular person. So the name of this man is Rohit. So obviously Rohit is a noun. Speaks the truth. So here truth is also a noun. Now you might say that truth is not a person, truth is not a place, truth is also not a thing. So why is truth a noun? Now that could be a valid question. Now let's analyze it in this way. So what is truth? So can we see truth? Not really. Can we touch truth? Not again. Can we feel truth? So, we can somehow feel the presence of truth, right? Like, how do we say that Rohit speaks the truth? Because we know what it is. It is something that we can feel, something which is present. So see, every time, what is the word that I am using? It's a thing. So truth is not a physical object. So it is not a thing in physical terms, but it is a thing which is present somewhere and whose presence can be felt. So that ways it falls under the category of a thing, and that is why truth also is a noun. Now under noun, as you have already seen with these two examples, that under noun we will have many different categories. So in this lesson, we are not only going to talk about noun, we are also going to talk about the various forms of noun, various categories of nouns and their examples. So now let's look at a few examples of noun. Sheila loves animals. So she is Sheila and she loves animals. So here, which is the noun? So Sheila is obviously a noun. So do you have any other noun here? Now loves is verb. So to do something, that's verb. So loves here is verb, but Sheila is a noun because Sheila is the name of a particular person. What about animals? So animals the word animals is also a noun, because animals refer to a class of living organisms, right? Like you have many different categories of living organisms. You have birds, you have reptiles, you have animals, you have human beings. So, and each of these is a noun because they kind of identify a particular class of organisms or a particular class of people, right? So animals again is a noun. Let's look at the next example. Delhi is the capital of India. So here Delhi, what is Delhi? It is the name of a place. So obviously this is a noun. What about India? So India again is the name of a country. So here Delhi and India, they represent names of places. So therefore they are examples of nouns. Moving on to the next example, honesty is the best policy. So here, this is a slightly tricky one again, because here you very distinctly do not see a person, you very distinctly again do not see a place, but what about a thing? What is honesty? So honesty again is a thing which is not physically present as such. So I mean, you really do not have a concrete thing called honesty, but yes, it is it in a way is a quality which is there within a person, right? So honesty is a quality basically. So this is an example of noun. So honesty is noun. What about policy? So policy again is a noun. That's because policy again is something which honesty is the best policy. So policy again is, it is a kind of quality or a kind of behavior, right? So this is also an example of noun. Moving on to the next example, can you buy me a packet of milk? So here, which is the noun? Now, whenever you are given a sentence and you have to identify the noun, what I personally would suggest is go word by word and try to identify that word which identifies a place, person or thing. So can, no, you buy me a packet of milk. So here, where do you find a noun? So obviously packet is a noun because packet is a thing, right? And what about milk? Milk again represents a thing, right? So these are examples of nouns. Let's look at this example. The sun shines bright. So here, which is a thing or which is a person or which is a place? So we obviously do not have a place or we do not have a person as well. But if you look at the sun, so the sun is a thing, right? In fact, the sun is a very special thing for us, right? So the sun here is an example of noun. Now, I would like to quickly mention here that a lot of us have this confusion that noun is all about names of persons, names of places, in the way that names of specific places and names of specific persons. But with these examples, I think it is clear to you that noun is also about things which are not physically present, but they denote some quality. Right? So noun is also about words which denote a class of organisms like animals, birds, humans. So those are also examples of nouns, right? So now as we move ahead, we will discuss more about different categories of nouns and their examples. Hello friends, this video on Noun Part 2 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So the first thing that we are going to discuss is proper noun and common noun, because these are the two major categories of nouns, and most of the time a lot of children are confused between these two. So what is a proper noun? Now, what does the word proper means? Now, the word proper means something which is, very specific, or like that's how we use the word proper, right? Write it properly, like that means write it like, very nicely, very in a specific way. So proper means one's own. So proper noun is always the name of a particular person or place. So when you are talking about the name of a single person, one person's name, or a particular place's name, so that's proper noun. So what is common noun? Now, as the word itself is common, that means it is common to all. So common noun refers to the name common to a class of objects or places. Now let us look at an example. Mumbai is a big city. So here Mumbai is the name of a city. That means it is the name of a particular place, right? So Mumbai in this case is a proper noun. Whereas if you look at the word city, so city, the word city also identifies a place. So it is obviously a noun, but it doesn't identify, the name of a particular place. Now, a city could be anything. A city could be Delhi, a city could be Bangalore, a city could be Kolkata. So, it doesn't specify the name of a particular place or the name of a particular person. So, city here is an example of common noun because city represents a class of objects. It represents a class of places, basically. Right? So under the city, you have, all the names of the cities would fall under city. So city is common for all of them. So city is a common noun. So I hope you understand the difference between proper noun and common noun because this is very crucial. So let us look at more examples like dog is a faithful animal. Now this is a very appropriate example because a lot of students get confused with the concept. So in this case, if I ask you, what is animal? Let us first talk about animal to make it more interesting. So as I have discussed before also that animal represents a class of organisms, right? So cats, dogs, any other animal, pigs, horses, everything fall under the category of animal. So animal represents a common class. So animal, of course, is a common noun. Now, if I ask you, what about dog? Because dog is also a noun. So which type of noun is dog? Now, comparing this with the previous example, you might quickly say that, okay, dog is a proper noun because, dog represents a specific class of animal. But that's not the case. So dog in this case is also a common noun. Now, why is it? So dog, the word dog in general is a common noun because when you say dog, it includes all the categories of dogs within it. Right? So in dogs also you might have many different varieties of dogs. So all of them are included in this class. So dog, the word dog is a common noun. The word animal is also a common noun because both of them is kind of common to a class of animals. Now let us look at another example. He named his dog Zozo. So here dog, as I said, is a common noun, but the name of the dog, which is Zozo, is a proper noun because here we are talking about the name of a specific dog. So therefore, Zozo is a proper noun. However, dog is a common noun. Right? So I hope you understand the synergy between proper noun and common noun. Now let's move on to the next example. India is a democratic country. So here we have two nouns, India and country. So which is a proper noun and which is a common noun? So of course, country is a common noun because when you say country, it includes different countries within it. So it is something which is common to a lot of places. So India is a country. You have Bangladesh as a different country. China is a country. So you have many different countries. Now, when you talk about India, so India is the name of a specific country. So therefore, this is proper noun. Now that we have understood the difference between proper noun and common noun, now let us see what are those things which fall under the category of proper noun. So when we say proper noun, it includes names of persons like Jack, Rohan, Aditi, Kanchan, Ritu, Joseph. So all these names, they fall under the category of proper noun. Secondly, names of places like India, Agra, Hotel Black Rock, Golden Beach Resort, Lal Bagh Botanical Garden, City Center, because all of these names, they identify a specific place. Now, names of places doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be the name of a city or it has to be the name of a country. Name of any particular place. It could be the name of a garden, it could be the name of a restaurant, it could be the name of a particular national park. So all of these would fall under the category of proper proper noun. Names of animals. Now, when I say names of animals, I mean names of animals and not the types of animals. For example, dogs, cats, foxes, all of those are not names of animals. They are, kind of categories of animals. So dogs, cats, they are all common nouns. But if you talk about names of a particular animal, for example, Jack, Johnny, if these are the names of specific animals, then they would fall under the category of proper noun. Names of special things. Now, what do we mean by special things? Now, sometimes in certain sentences, some words are used, are given a special mention. For example, if you take the sun or the moon, so they often behave like a proper noun. Now, I would not say that the sun is always a proper noun or the moon is always a proper noun. Depending on the context, they are used as proper noun or common noun. So let me give you an example. Let's say if you talk about the sun, if you say that the sun shines bright. So if this is your sentence, so in this case, the sun refers to a particular object. It refers to a particular thing, right? So therefore, in this case, the sun is a proper noun, right? Now, if we use the sun in a different way, let's say if we use it like this, he was playing in the sun all day. So in that case, the sun is used as a common noun. Similarly, when you talk about the moon, if you say that the moon is the only natural satellite of the earth. So in this sentence, the moon refers to the special object or the special thing moon, right? So you are referring to a specific thing. So therefore here the moon is a proper noun. However, if you write a sentence like this, that Jupiter has many moons, so in that case, moon refers to a class of objects. So under that moon, you have many different moons with different names. So in that case, moon is a common noun. Now, so therefore I said that depending on the context of the sentence, we decide whether the sun or the moon has been used as a proper noun or a common noun. Now let us look at some interesting facts with regards to proper nouns. So the first fact is that proper nouns are sometimes used as common nouns. Now here you will understand the reason for confusion among students between proper nouns and common nouns, because a lot of times the words are actually used in a very confusing way. Now, as this point says that sometimes a proper noun is used as a common noun. So what do we mean by that? Let us look at this example. Kalidas is called the Shakespeare of India. Now, if I ask you in general, without giving you a sentence, if I ask you, Shakespeare is a proper noun or common noun? So, Shakespeare is the name of a particular person. So, it is obviously a proper noun in general. But when you look at this word in this sentence, here Shakespeare has been used as a common noun. Kalidas is called the Shakespeare of India, as if Shakespeare is a general thing, which is a general quality, which is known for its ability to write well. So somebody who writes well is called the Shakespeare. So here Shakespeare has been used as a common noun. So even though it is a proper noun. Now, similarly, the vice versa also happens. Sometimes common nouns are used as proper nouns if they represent names of persons and places. Let's look at this example. He named his child Gold. Now, what is gold in general? Let's say if I do not give you a sentence and if I ask you what is gold. So, gold is a metal, right? Now, gold is a very general thing. So, gold as such is a common noun. Correct? But when you say that the name of his child is Gold, in this case, the name of this person is Gold, right? So here Gold is a proper noun. Proper nouns always begin with a capital letter. So this is another interesting thing. So whenever you have a proper noun, doesn't matter even if it is in the middle of a sentence, it has to begin with a capital letter. So look at these examples. Sunil and Ishwar are friends. So you see both Sunil and Ishwar, they are proper nouns because they are names of persons, and they both start with a capital S and a capital E respectively. Of all the places I have lived, Indore is the cleanest. So here Indore represents the name of a particular place. So Indore begins with a capital I. So whenever you have a proper noun, it always begins with a capital letter. Hello friends, this video on Noun Part 3 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So that was all about proper noun and common noun. Now under common noun, you might have many different words, right? So under common noun, you have people, animals, things, places, ideas. So you have so many things, right? So under common noun, you also have many different categories of noun. So the next category that we will talk about is the collective noun. So what do you think would be collective noun? So the word collective has been derived from the word collection. So collection of things. So collective noun indicates collection of persons or things considered as a whole. Now when you have too many people together at one place, so if you represent that in one word, so that word will be an example of collective noun. For example, crowd. So what does the word crowd means? Crowd means that too many people have gathered in one place. So crowd indicates collection of persons. However, crowd is considered as one whole thing. So crowd is like one whole entity which represents collection of people. So crowd is a collective noun. So let us look at some examples of collective noun. The jury selected the candidate. So here jury, the word jury represents a team of judges, that is a group of judges. So jury is never one person. Jury is always multiple people together, right? So jury is an example of collective noun. Let's look at the next example. The crowd cheered as the match began. So here crowd again represents a group of people. So however, crowd as the word as such is considered as a whole. So crowd is again an example of a collective noun. Moving on to the next example. The girl was rushed by a herd of cattle. So here herd. The word herd represents that it is not just one animal. It is a team of animals. It is a group of animals. So herd again is an example of collective noun. So collective means it will always denote collection of things. The family went out for a movie. So here the word family is what? It again represents a group of people. A family is never one single person. It has to be either 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or it has to be multiple people. So family again is a collective noun. Let's look at this one example. The army protects the country. So here army is just one word. However, army again is not a single person. It is a group of people. So army again is a collective noun. So all such words like jury, crowd, family, herd, army. So these are all examples of collective noun. Now, just to clarify, so if you look at these words, any of these words, whether it is family or it is army or it is crowd or it is jury, so you see they all represent or they all identify either person or place or thing, right? Because army is about people. So it doesn't represent one person, but it represents a group of people. Similarly, family represents a group of people. Crowd represents a group of people. Jury also represents a group of people, right? A team of judges. In fact, the words committee, team, these are all examples of collective noun. Flock, herd, because they represent group of animals. So they are all collective noun.